Hey guys, and welcome back. This episode is going to be slightly different. It's not going to be your regular run-of-the-mill video where you see me on camera talking for ages and ages and ages. This video is going to be about the blue Les Paul style guitar that you saw in the last video. It is one of my builds. In fact, it was my first build, and I'm just going to go through a little bit about what it is, why I did it, and what kind of hardware is actually in it, because it's rather special to me. It said it was my first build, so here we go. This Les Paul style guitar is actually a kit build guitar. It's not built from scratch by myself. I actually bought the kit off eBay. I couldn't afford a genuine Les Paul from Gibson or Epiphone at the time. I'm a real big fan of the Les Paul style guitar, so I thought what better way than to try my hand at doing a kit guitar. So I bought the body. It is a single mahogany body with a two-piece maple top. It's got a mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard, pearl inlays, and I decided, right, what colour do I want to go? I did a lot of research online trying to find out what colour I wanted, what stains I was going to use, whether I was going to paint it or I was going to leave it like a natural colour and just varnish it. But eventually I settled on this royal blue water-based stain from Crimson Guitars, funny enough. I highly recommend that stain. It's not very expensive at all. You get a decent sized bottle, and I've only literally used a little bit out of this bottle. I've still got loads of it left. I didn't bother doing any grain filling on this either. I wanted to still be able to see the grain and feel the grain of the wood, but obviously with the blue. So all I have done is sanded the body down, get it nice and smooth, and then put a little bit of this blue stain into a little cup, and then just wiped it on with a rag. It covers pretty well, I must admit. And then once I'd let the body dry, obviously because it's water-based, it soaks up a little bit of moisture. The grain starts to rise, so I just sanded it back to get it all nice and smooth again, and then went over with another coat. I think there's about 3 or 4 coats of stain in total, but each one was watered down as I built the layers up. So that's why it looks so deep and sometimes looks a little bit purple. In the right light, it is actually royal blue. I've stained the top of the headstock as well. I've left the headstock as a big massive spade because I can't really decide what kind of style carving I want to do to the top. That will come at a later date. It will be a video on its own. It's got my own name on it, you know, my own little initials on there, just to make it look funky. The actual stickers themselves I had custom made. They are actually pearl stickers, so they do match the rest of the guitar quite nice. While I was looking at hardware, I didn't fancy using the original stuff that came with the kit. The 2 humbuckers, the tuning heads, the wiring, the switches, all that I just chucked away. I didn't fancy using any of that, and I decided to use my own stuff. And what I have actually used is a set of white Wilkinson humbuckers. They were my choice because they were white, and I wanted white hardware on this guitar. The tone knob, volume knob, the actual knobs themselves, they're white, but they are like a clear white. The pots themselves are actually Gibson pots. The 3-way switch is actually a Gibson switch. The wiring inside is custom wiring to my own style. I just bought a load of different colour wires and made my own harness up to go inside it. The tuning heads are self-locking tuners, but it is the Tronical tuning kit that you normally see on the back of a 2015 Gibson Les Paul. So it self-tunes. You just hit a button on the back and it will automatically tune. I do recommend that kit. It's possibly one of the most expensive things I've bought for a guitar, but worthwhile. It does so many different tunings. It's unreal. I highly recommend it. And if you're gonna be swapping from tunings, you know, from say drop D to standard tuning or drop C, it's all done at a flick of a couple of buttons. and it tunes itself. You don't have to sit there with a clip-on tuner. As for strings, I actually use Ernie Ball hybrid slinkies. So they are 9-46. That's currently what's on it at the moment. The bridge and the tailpiece are actually just ones I found on eBay, quite cheap. I will be upgrading to a Wilkinson bridge in the foreseeable future. Going back to the actual body itself, the back is just sanded back and it is just lacquered. There is 2 coats of automotive lacquer on this guitar, just to give it a little bit of shine, and I actually had it like that for about 12 months until I decided, I thought I'll break it up a little bit and I'll add the white pinstripe around the side. So yeah, and I think it shows. Some people like it, some people don't. I quite like the white pinstripe. It looks rather nice, and it breaks it up and it blends it in with the rest of the hardware. It matches the pickguard quite well. The pickguard is a mother of pearl pickguard, and yeah, it all blends in really, really well. I must admit, I'm rather a big fan. If you look at the back of the guitar, the back cavity plates as well are mother of pearl cavity plates. The problem I've got is, as you can see, the control cavity plate for the 2 tone pots and the 2 volume pots is slightly smaller than the actual cavity itself, and that's because they are genuine Gibson, or made for Gibson cavity plates, and the routing pocket on this kit guitar is actually a lot bigger, so I've got a bit of work there to do to fill it in, to make it all fit and line up properly, but it plays well. I absolutely adore this guitar. It's very sentimental to me because, as I said, it was my first guitar, and since then I've gone on. I've done a few others. There's a video coming up soon of a Stratocaster that I've actually built. Again, that's a kit build, and I'm currently working on a couple of projects that are actually scratch built guitars, which you will see in later episodes, where I will go through the design process and I'll go through exactly what I'm doing and how I'm going about doing it, and we'll go from there. Anyway, this video was just a quick little video just to say what this guitar was and how I've done it and what I've done to it, and yeah, I hope you like it. Hopefully see you in the next video, where we will hopefully be discussing something a little bit special. I've got a couple of ideas lined up for the next video that I think you're going to enjoy. We are next week at the Birmingham Guitar Show on the 24th of February, so there'll be a video coming up of me and Sean walking around aimlessly looking at guitars that we can't afford, and amps that we really, really want but we can't afford, and yeah, that should be an amazing day, and hopefully it should be an amazing couple of episodes there for people to have a look at and enjoy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. Leave a comment in the description if you want to see me review something that you think I could that you'd like to see. Please just let me know. Please follow me on my Facebook, Instagram, and yeah, we'll catch you all in the next episode. Until then, keep rocking.